Every week, WISN 12 partners with Know Studios for our community curated series. We are highlighting stories of artists and activists in the city of Milwaukee. And today it's all about sake, specifically about how a Milwaukee DJ, Tariq Moody, is passing on his love of the Japanese fermented rice wine. Take a look.
What first attracted me to sake, basically last year during the pandemic, I was sitting there, everybody's self-reflecting during the pandemic, so I started self-reflecting about something I want to do that separates me from my professional job. And I got to thinking, I always loved sake growing up. Like when I first had sake out of college, I became a fan of it. It was like the late 90s. And I've always been a fan since then, and even when I was in Minneapolis, I DJ'd at a sushi bar just so I can get free sake. And I always joked that I always want to have my own sake brewery, and now I'm trying to take that journey to have my own sake brewery. Before I started a sake brewery, or even start the process of learning to brew sake, I wanted to learn the knowledge of sake itself. It is probably one of the most versatile, most complex alcohol beverages in the world. And I don't want to just jump into brewing without truly understanding and respecting the history and the culture behind sake. As far as my sake, I have a dream to call it Yasuke, which is the name of the first foreign-born samurai from Africa. So I thought it'd be kind of interesting to call it Yasuke Sake, just the same as being a foreign-born African-American into sake. But all I want to do is make it in the tradition and respect the culture of the sake, but also add things that I've always been inspired by and what I've learned being in Milwaukee and my whole life. I feel like sake is been perceived only as only thing you drink at a sushi restaurant and it's served hot. And a lot of people's experience of that has been bad or haven't really liked it because of that experience. And I want to show the rich culture of that beverage. It's over 2,000 years old, per se. About 1,000 years in the form what it is now. But sake is a beautiful beverage, and the magic of how making it's all about technique. Like beer is all about ingredients and hops, different types of stuff. But sake is all about skill and technique and craft. And I want to show just as how wine is versatile with meals, I want to show sake is just as versatile or even more so versatile than wine. I would recommend it not only because, it's alcohol, people like drinking, but there's such an amazing tradition culture behind it. Most beverages don't really have tradition culture, just here's a beer, drink it, here's a wine, drink it. People always ask, why is there always small glasses for sake? It's like, it's a social drink. You have it around in circles, you never pour for your own self, you always pour for somebody else. And the reason to keep it small, it keeps conversation going, you loosen up over time. I think that's why I would recommend it. Not only because just the amazing quality and craft of sake and the amazing flavors you can find in so many types and so many grades of sake, but just the social aspect of it and the social traditions behind it. I think it makes it really interesting to enjoy.
Very exciting there. So Tariq Moody joining us live now from Know Studios. And Tariq, before we get into the details of sake and talk about why you fell in love with this specific drink, we want to get to know you a little bit more. And I do know that you spent some of your time in ATL. So how did you all get involved here with the city of Milwaukee, specifically Radio Milwaukee?
That's a good question. Milwaukee's my 9th city I lived in. I grew up mostly in Atlanta, but I grew up all over the Southeast. I was born in Louisville. I spent time in Houston, Charleston, Birmingham, Alabama. Went to school in D.C., studied architecture at Howard University. But when I ended up in Minneapolis practicing architecture, I didn't know anybody. So I started to just try to meet people. And the way I met people was start volunteering at radio stations, and that led to having my own show, which led to somebody in Milwaukee at Radio Milwaukee when they were starting it to have a conversation with me and convince me to move here to change careers.
And so why radio for you? You talked a little bit about it here, conversation, community, but why specifically radio?
I think radio is a unique medium that it has a real personal connection. People can connect to radio more than other mediums. no offense to you TV guys out there, but I feel like the DJ of touching bases with like people passion, like people like you play a song that they got married to, you play a song from their prom. You can't really get that in other forms of media. And you get a request or you tell a story on the radio. It's a very community-based, very human media form, I think. And that's why I like radio.
Yeah, absolutely. And I do have one more radio question, and I promise we're going to get to sake here in just a little bit, because I feel like these intertwine a little bit, and we'll explain a little bit more on what that means. What has radio allowed you perhaps to learn that you wouldn't in any other industry?
Well, I've learned that I can make a lot of impact in my position here. I feel like when I was in architecture, I still love architecture. I did a lot of cool things in architecture, but I never got involved in the community. My job here at Radio Milwaukee Pacific allowed me to get to know Milwaukee, the city, better than I probably would at any other career, being not from here. I got more involved in all aspects of the community and volunteering and learning about different people, different neighborhoods, just because of my job, what I do. So that's, to me, what I love what I do, is just me being out in the community and just learning a lot and just taking opportunities to meet new people, meet new organizations, and growing with that. And that's probably why I love Milwaukee so much, is because of my job.